What if a kingdom once existed, not on land, not in the sea, but above the clouds? A place where power was not inherited, but tested. Where magic did not obey rulers, it judged them. This is the story of the White Palace. High above the mortal world, carved from moonlight itself, stood a palace of radiant white stone. It was not built by kings. It was not defended by armies. The White Palace existed for a single purpose: to preserve balance, light and shadow, truth and secrecy, hope and fear. And from this balance, three forces emerged, each representing a different path of power. The first, the princess. Her name was Elara. Unlike rulers of legend, Elara was not crowned at birth. She was chosen. Ancient records describe her as a child who once gave away her only source of light to save a stranger lost in the dark. It was this act, not her lineage, that bound her fate to the palace. Elara became guardian of the Crystal Crown, an artifact older than the kingdom itself. People did not amplify strength. It reflected the heart. Those who sought control could not wear it. Those who sought protection could. The second, the fairy. Known as Erin, she was once among the strongest of her kind. Early accounts describe her flying higher than any other fairy, mapping the skies above the palace. But during an ancient attack on the kingdom's borders, Erin shielded the White Palace from destruction. Her wings were destroyed. She survived, but never flew again. Instead, she became the palace's observer. Where others acted, she listened. Where others sought power, she sought understanding. The third, the Fae. Beyond the palace, within forests untouched by light, lived the Fae. Among them was Vaelor. Fae magic was ancient, older than the palace, older than crowns. Vaelor was powerful, intelligent, and deeply aware of the palace's influence. But history records something else as well. Resentment.
No.
Why was the balance entrusted to a princess?
It's shattering!
Why protected by a fairy? Why not him? That question would change everything. For generations, balance held. Until one night, the magic stirred. Stars dimmed, clouds shifted, and within the palace, the Crystal Crown pulsed, unstable. Erin sensed it first. She described it as disharmony, the sound of truth being ignored. The balance is breaking. Across the kingdom, long-buried emotions surfaced. Doubt, envy, fear. Because when magic awakens, secrets awaken with it. Elara approached the Crystal Crown. Historical accounts say her hesitation lasted only a moment, but that moment was enough. The crown cracked, not from weakness, but from self-doubt. From the forest, Vaelor emerged. His words were recorded as brief, but devastating. You were never meant to rule. They were not an attack on Elara's power, but on her confidence. What followed was not war, but fracture. Trust weakened, loyalty faltered. Light faced shadow. Erin intervened. Despite broken wings, she placed herself between them. Her message was clear. Power without humility leads to ruin. As the palace destabilized, the Crystal Crown fell to the floor. No one claimed it. This moment is considered the turning point of the kingdom's history. Ilara did something no ruler before her had done. She knelt, not to rule, but to release. "I do not seek power," she said. "I seek protection." The palace responded. Light stabilized. Shadows retreated. Valor, stripped of the darkness that empowered him, faced a choice. History does not record his punishment, only his departure. He vanished into the forest, not defeated, warned. The kingdom survived, not because the strongest ruled, but because humility prevailed. The White Palace remained, not as a throne of dominance, but as a mirror of character. This is not a fairy tale. It is a reminder that kingdoms do not fall because of darkness. They fall when pride replaces responsibility. And leadership is not defined by crowns, but by the courage to set them down. True power is not control over others, but mastery over oneself.